G'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back yet again to another Bitcoin update. Today we are updating the movements within the wedge formation, and we're also giving you an update on the longer term chart, as well as uniquely, we don't look at it too often, the 3-day Bitcoin chart and Bitcoin dominance, which is interesting as well. So quite a few interesting charts to look at today, but specifically I think one of the most important parts of this video is understanding what's happening within the wedge and understanding that we are seeing some compression here. We are seeing a large amount of compression. I want to start off this video by quickly referencing the fact that we have seen, and we are seeing, I should say, the lowest 90-day moving average historical volatility on Bitcoin and Ethereum, okay, besides February, since over 2 years ago. So basically very, very low volatility on Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. Very low volatility amongst the entire market, and low volatility represents compression. What is the type of compression we are seeing? We are seeing descending wedge compression. This yellow structure on the daily chart is the type of compression we're seeing. Again, let's actually draw out what a descending wedge actually is. It's where you have two down sloping lines that are converging towards each other, and the price is moving, generally moves into it from the upside, moving in between those lines, slowly entering a downwards trend and eventually breaking to the upside. Towards the end of the wedge, you see a very strong typed compression and hence very low volatility, and that is exactly what we're seeing right now. So it makes sense that we're seeing low volatility and actually historically low volatility, lowest volatility we've seen in a long period of time, ever since besides February, ever since basically 2020 we've seen we haven't seen volatility this low. So it makes sense. We're in a 3-month long descending wedge formation, nearing the end of that wedge, and the volatility is very low. The compression is hence very high, and when you have low volatility you have high compression, and high compression generally leads to a breakout, and I think that breakout will likely be to the upside. Obviously, there's some people who disagree with me there, but I do want to unfortunately bring it to your attention today that we are not seeing the perfect move to the upside as of current. As you guys know, we've been bouncing for the last few days. In fact, for the last 5 days, we've bounced up from 24.8k to around here at 27.2k, and we've come up very sharply, and we've come up from basically a fake out below the wedge to a fake out above the wedge, and the wedge is still very active, still very present, but unfortunately, and again, we can identify that because we are still seeing active rejections from the top of the wedge. But unfortunately, we have seen actually a smaller ascending wedge formation form within the larger descending wedge. In pink here, you can see an ascending wedge formation. And guys, just like a descending wedge formation, an ascending wedge formation is a pattern of continuation. We have been moving in a downwards trend. We've formed this ascending wedge, and that means we're probably going to be continuing to the downside in the short term. If we see what usually happens with ascending wedge formations, we'll be seeing a retest of lower prices, perhaps even a retest of the bottom of the channel, and then one decisive move to the upside, and probably a break to the upside from there. That is probably what is more likely to happen at this point. Now, obviously, there is the small possibility that Bitcoin defies the odds and actually breaks this wedge to the upside and just moves upwards now. But I would say, well, I think it's not even my opinion. Okay, it's not my opinion. It's objectively true, given the fact that we have an objectively true wedge. It is objectively true that Bitcoin is more likely to break down here, potentially form a little head and shoulders pattern, come down to the bottom of the wedge itself, retest the bottom of the wedge, and also retest the yellow dotted uptrending line, and then break to the upside. That is what is objectively more likely in this scenario. In the retest at the bottom of the wedge, we should be retesting this RSI support level, etc., and then breaking the RSI downtrending line to the upside. That is probably what's most likely at this point in time, just based off the charts itself. Obviously, as I said, there is a small possibility that Bitcoin defies the odds and breaks this current wedge to the upside, but that's basically what we're looking at this point in time. So the short-term weakness basically means that Bitcoin could be destined for some more consolidation, because obviously if it breaks downwards and comes to the bottom of the wedge, there'll be more consolidation there. Will probably break outwards towards the end of the month. So more consolidation is probably due for Bitcoin as per this chart, unless the odds are defied. And that lines up very well with what we're seeing on the 3-day chart in reference to the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA. Now, 50 SMA is in red, 200 SMA is in green. The 3-day chart is very important because when you see, okay, the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA cross between each other or cross over each other, you generally see a pretty dramatic move. When the red one here, the 50 SMA, crosses below the green one, the 200 SMA, you see a bearish cross, which is a death cross, and you move downwards in the price action, okay, and this is very important for the 3-day chart. When you see the reverse occur, you see a golden cross, you move upwards in the price action. Okay, we've seen this happen over and over again. It's generally without fail. The only time it failed really was over here during COVID, and even then on a long enough time frame, it did eventually move to the upside. It was just very, very late. And of course here during 2020, in the bear market, we saw a bearish cross, we moved downwards in the price action. We are coming in now, okay, on the 3-day chart for a golden cross. As you guys know, a golden cross, which is when the 200-day SMA moves below, the 203-day SMA moves below the 53-day SMA. That is a golden cross, and that is what we're coming towards here. And when that occurs, if we're speaking historically, it generally leads to a move to the upside. Now, it's debated as to whether the cross itself leads to the move or if the cross kind of happens because of existing structures. And the reason I say that is because, as you can see, it's not necessarily the cross itself that leads to a drop. It's more the existing structures. If we have the uptrending channel, okay, over here in 2022, that's a bearish formation already. So was it the cross that led to the move downwards, or was it the bearish channel that we already had? Was the cross just validating the bearish channel, or was the cross just a result of the bearish channel? In reality, it doesn't really matter. The point is the cross is bearish, and right now we're seeing a cross that is going to be bullish, and we're seeing a descending wedge structure coming into that cross, which is a bullish thing. Okay, so we're going to be seeing bullish price action on the 3-day chart soon. Breaking down in the short term, as per the short-term bearishness, is not going to be detrimental to this chart. We'll still have that chart active. It will just lead to more consolidation and hence a bigger move when it does in fact occur. So very important golden cross happening on the 3-day chart. Stuff like this doesn't happen very often, guys. Golden cross, I mean, the last golden cross happened basically 3-4 years ago, almost 4 years ago now. So, you know, we're seeing basically the first golden cross since this time at the last point in the cycle 4 years ago. We only generally see one def cross during the bear market. We only generally see one golden cross during the bull market. We're not in the bull market yet, but we're in the consolidation period just like we were last time. That's when we saw the golden cross. So first golden cross in 4 years is on the way. It will be happening probably, give it a couple months, maybe 2 or 3 months it will be occurring, but generally the price actually front runs the cross. As you can see here, the price started dropping about a month before the cross even occurred, so we could see some front running going on there. First golden cross, again, I want to stress that, first golden cross in Bitcoin in 4 years. That's a big thing, guys. That's a big thing for sure. I want to also mention, I've got the critical parts I want to talk about in this video over already, but I want to also mention, guys, we did reject from 27.2k as per the ascending wedge, but 27.2k in itself is a very important level. We identified on the monthly chart that we want to be seeing a green monthly candle. The reason being is because we saw a rejection on the monthly chart and also a bearish engulfing monthly candle. In order to neglect or negate the effects of the bearish engulfing candle and the rejection, we want to be seeing a strong monthly close, a green monthly candle above 27.2k. That's our target for the monthly close, 27.2k. That is what we need to be bullish on the monthly chart. I did a poll on YouTube asking whether you guys think Bitcoin will close above 27.2k in the monthly. It looks like just over half of you guys think it will, and just under half think it won't. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I hope it does. I want to quickly mention that the monthly chart isn't all bearish. The monthly chart is actually in a good trend, even though the candlestick formation, the candlestick patterns happening on the monthly chart are not good at all, and the rejection we saw was not good. We do have some good stuff on the monthly chart as well, including the bullish RSI cross with the RSI moving average, the yellow line here. We've only ever seen bullish crosses 3 times in the past, and each time it's led to a very, very significant gain. Okay, a 5,700% gain in 2017, a 228% gain in 2019, and a 550% gain in 2021. We've just seen that bullish cross there on the monthly chart in February. We're about 4 months in, and we've moved up a significant amount, about 50%, 40%. We're still in an upwards trend there on the monthly chart. In regards to this chart here, okay, we're still in an upwards trend, and in general on a monthly chart, we're still in an upwards trend. We're yet to put in a lower low. So monthly chart's not all bad, but the candlestick formations are worrying, and that's why we're looking for 27.2k on the monthly close. And it's interesting that Bitcoin's actually conveniently rejected from that monthly level that we need to be closing above. So hopefully we have the strength, even if we do correct, we have the strength to come up before the end of the month and break upwards above 27.2 before the end of the month. That would be really ideal. And we don't really have much time, only 10 days, guys, so not much time to do that, but that would be the ideal scenario. I want to talk about Bitcoin dominance, and I want to talk about the 4-year cycle theory to end us off here. On track with the 4-year cycle, everything in the 4-year cycle is still going well. Quick little update there. We are in the part of the cycle in which we're basically not much historical data. Again, we've only seen 2 parts of a cycle similar to this, and 2 is not enough to make a trend. So we are basically a bit in the dark here as to what Bitcoin's going to do before the halving. But after the halving, there'll be some clarity. After the halving, we generally move upwards. But everything is still on track with the 4-year cycle. We're all good to go in that regard. And Bitcoin dominance is following the same cyclical trend. Bitcoin dominance generally moves up up during the bear market and the consolidation period before the halving, and a few months after the halving it starts to move downwards, and we can expect the exact same thing to happen here as we have been seeing since the bottom around here in Q4. We moved upwards since the bottom. We'll move up probably until the halving or a bit after, and then we'll start moving downwards again after that. So everything is on track cyclically. We're just looking at the shorter term charts, including the wedge, and that's basically what we're looking at here for Bitcoin. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Check out the BitGet exchange, guys. The last day of a promotion is today. We have a promotion including a deposit promotion right now, which means if you deposit 1,000 USD to the exchange for the first time using my referral link, you'll get a 100 USD bonus. It's 10% bonus for each deposit, maximum of 1,000 USD, and so on. So you guys can do the maths there. We've also got lowest fees in the market here, 15% trading fee discount for life if you use my referral link as well. Non-KYC entry for Americans, so you can sign up using a VPN and clicking other as country of origin, and you can use the exchange as normal. Lots of restrictions going on in America right now, and a non-KYC exchange such as BitGet is great for American users and every user, because it's a global exchange with non-KYC. So go ahead and sign up using my referral link in the description below. If you want to learn how to trade, guys, the Crypto Academy is the place to do it. The Become a Trader course will teach you everything you need to know how to trade, about trading, about markets, about charts, about how to find trades. All the information is on the website, as well as our email address for contacting us about questions or for requesting a video walkthrough of the course, which will give you everything you need to know before you make the purchase, so you can make an educated decision on what you need to do or whether you want to buy the course or not. Finally, guys, the VIP group. We trade altcoins in the VIP group in Telegram 3 to 5 times a week. We've got a couple pending trades right now. We've had some very good trades this quarter. The results for this quarter will be releasing in 10 days, and the results for previous quarters have released already. You can find all of that in the Telegram group, information group for the VIP group, in the description below. Join that, check the results, check the prices, check the information, and decide whether it's right for you. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.